Hi, thanks for tuning in. Honestly, I made this because I was feeling stuck in the swamp of life and how I've been getting, you exist, great job, at the challenge of survival. We're not driving power to hungry devourers here, but I still have hope for some kind of hustle. So, this is my talking radio podcast ramble show where things of interest feature. Welcome. I've been trying something different lately, and that's been not having a lot of sugar in my diet. So it's made me so conscious about how I've used sweets to raise my mood because self medicating through food. Am I Asian, right? Anyways, since I can't tap into that, I'd like to talk about music casually, informal like. This is my lazy, low effort, minimalistic, we're just feeling emotions and vibes here. I learned most of my tastes from my siblings growing up, but there are some violent symphonies I've been poisoned with, which I'd like to share stories about. Specifically, how I fell upon them, observations, and bits of information, relevant or not. So this first one is from Bucktick, a Japanese rock band formed in 1983. Wikipedia says they're commonly credited as one of the founders of the Visual Kei movement. What is Visual Kei? Google is calling you, my friend. My first impression origin story goes like this. I stumbled across Bucktick in my youth on a mall trip with Fafi and possibly Aslam. We were in the store I'll call Box R and just browsing the clothes. There was only one employee doing work stuff, but otherwise pretty empty of other customers. I wasn't too invested in getting anything, but Fafi decided to become trapped by the glamour of sunglasses. So while she was absorbed, I started feeling the romance of the music on account of waiting. It was kind of my preference, but I was also distracted by chatting and helping her make judgment calls on the fashion. After she made her purchase, and we were 4 or 5 shops down, I had to stop. There was something that hit me in that moment. A kind of fate. I remember thinking, damn, if I leave it like this, I'll regret it forever. The music would become unrecognizable treasure in my mind, an eternal Schrodinger's state of existence. So I told Fafi of my intentions, raced back to Box R, and overcame my social interaction quota of the day to ask. She was pretty chill about giving me the keys to a portal for a world-shattering experience. In that chat, I learned it was her personal playlist, the meaning of Bucktick, and some of the flagships or strongly recommended songs that would be great to start on. And now, to you. The song I'm recommending is called Kuchizuki, and I just love it so much. It's the opening to a vampire anime called Shiki, so that's an additional layer of delicacy, but it's a seduction of sensory delights. The decadence of drowning intoxication, both in treatment and permission to dance in the silver light moonshine. The drum and guitar combo are why people sin, how it drives you to feel the devilry of obsession. Such whimsical twinkling interwoven with the tenderness of vocals makes this a pure manifestation of what it means to be lured by sirens. The inherent eroticism of being willing in the trap. Come be eternal? Hell yeah and hell yeah. The live version is kissy bites of perfection. This song fucks. The next selection is by South Korean singer, songwriter, and producer Gaho. Very impressive credentials, honestly. That's 3 starter Pokemon of water, fire, leaf elements you've got covered. Anyway, this first impressions origin story is a simple tale of getting hooked by a Korean drama. Maybe it was because I was rewatching old Running Man episodes, and then I was like, what is darling boy Park Seo-joon doing these days? Somehow I found myself digging into researching Itaewon Class to see if it was good, because that's part 1 of the process in how we watch shows. I venture into the jungle, get some intel from spies, deliberate over whether I should risk the fire to bring this up, trick Fafi and or Aslam into falling into the pit, and we live and die on marathon fumes for the next few weeks. In this case, we also had the fortune of watching as the last few episodes were airing. I'm not going to directly review Itaewon Class here, but I will say that it has a heart for the complications of mortality, the innate strength of women and how they use their sharpness to carve out foundations. To all of that is my admiration. But I digress. The song I'm recommending is called Start Over and pulls from the central theme quite beautifully. When the opening can serve as musical montage, declarative statement of intent, and glorious heartbeat to revolutions, well, goddamn. The Venn diagram is a perfect circle. There's such a robust hopefulness of this track, how it builds up to embrace the softness of vulnerability, that kind of unyielding passion only the youth have. The shonen, sports, anime vibe of it all. There's a definite running which keeps on developing throughout, from the start of the drums to the lightly floating end that vibrates. This is an earnest determination, in opposition of the messed up ways that life can crush you, that uplifts as it encourages. There is a deft acknowledgement of reality before rolling heavy into challenging the world to changes. Perhaps my favorite line, I will have all that I want, because that is my dream. Hell yeah and hell yeah. Sometimes that's the kind of lifeblood that keeps you going, the good stuff that pulls you in and plays on your heart. Honestly, as a super amateur trying to pick up how to do production, the thing that directs how the sounds make a good clash, it's been a little dazzling to try to decode from that perspective. I have a great deal of healthy respect for how people set the mood by chordology and witchcrafting. When the music sounds like emotion, when it hits you in that deep, speaking without words, I follow in the movement of a moment that is greater than me. Man, that's that magic. So I hope I left you with a bit of curiosity, bookmarks and library books in the ocean that is music. Leave your own comments, wayfindings for fellow travelers to embark on adventure. I'll see you next time on Biorhythm.